Pass and store content. We have for our fashion fanatics.
This
out
is
there.
happening?
Some awesome new outfits coming to the
Oh
game.
no,
There's
it's that should
plenty
look
of
like the
other
battle
options
pass.
for customization as well.
And once that's all done, we've invited our top content creators to come in so they can show us what they can
Hey, that's
do
not
in the brand
me.
new
Why is that
Joker
not me?
and in the brand new Elseworld.
I mean, I guess because I'm
Plenty to
not
look forward to
really
in the
making
show
any
and
builds.
content
I'm just stealing
season
other people's
one
builds.
as
But it could have
well.
been. It
Without
should have
any
been me.
further ado, I think we should get into the rest of the action. Get our devs in to talk more about the exciting content that we have coming in season 1. So let's go to a trailer now for all the content coming in season 1.
Yo, what? A trailer.
Task Force X, your orders are simple. Destroy Brainiac's operations, kill him, and retrieve the Joker.
To the hunt!
Okay.
Evil shall not escape my sight.
Do we need the Joker?
Brainiac's back for another round, and he's going funhouse on us.
New Suicide Squad trailer. I don't know.
At least buy me dinner first.
Didn't we already see
There's
this?
a limit on who I can kill next. Here's my punchline.
Yeah, like I feel like I already established somewhere that I like don't hate how he sounds. Oh, thank Christ, new incursions, dude. Fuck.
Abominable machine. Tremble.
Hopefully they actually give out like the good gear.
Novelty.
What about Scarecrow, Merlin, and Black Panda? Yeah, like I don't hate the laugh, but it's just oh my god, this looks like dog shit. Forgot we're fighting Superman already.
Comes the Goon Squad.
I guess you'll fit right in.
What's the deal with that, bro? My god, we gotta see this version of Joker more, bro. What? Okay. What was that about?
Welcome, both Johnny and Jack, to our brand new digs here in the Rocksteady studio, all Joker-fied up. But before we get into the brand new playable character himself, Jack, I want to get a little bit of an overview as to what we're going to be expecting from new playable characters when they hit each and
I
every
miss
season.
Sefton in the
The new
couch.
characters, we have 4 new characters coming. Each one is kind of a completely new playable character with its own completely unique traversal mechanics, own unique traversal attacks.
He's fucking
whole new
flying.
talent tree,
God damn.
and even new legendary.
That looks like actual
items
Metropolis
that
too. They just are
play
changing it.
specifically with
Okay.
that character's playstyle. So
I thought the seasons weren't
on a
going to be
gameplay level,
missable.
I think players are going to really enjoy learning to master each of those characters. But then also on a narrative level, each of those characters is kind of the route into the Elseworld that you're kind of adventuring in that season. I think players are going to really
What?
enjoy
I mean, I
getting
guess.
to know
what?
them, rescuing them, and learning to play with them in each season. It'll be a big appeal of each of these seasons for players.
And so if we are going to be rescuing this new version
Sure.
of Joker, how does that tie in with the story? How are players going to be introduced to this new version of Joker? And at what point in his villain mission is he at this point?
So the Joker that you'll get to know in season 1 is an Elseworld Joker. as you
Haven't we
say.
talked
He's-
about this like 6
He's from
times?
an alternate universe. He's not kind of the prime Arkhamverse Joker. And you meet him at a point where, kind of parallel to the Squad Zone adventure in the kind of launch story,
Yeah.
he's been part of a different Suicide Squad that was also fighting against Brainiac and
Yeah,
lost.
and they all died, yeah.
So he's been captured by Brainiac's forces. He's, got a bone to pick with Brainiac as a result. The rest of his squad was killed. He's been wounded and captured. So he comes in with that energy of, wanting to get revenge.
What are the
And then in
odds?
terms of where he is in his own
His
story,
motive is kill things.
he's certainly at a kind of younger and more inexperienced point than the Arkhamverse Joker you'll know. He's, got something to prove. He's a bit less Machiavellian.
Yes.
And he's a bit more kind of aggressive and frantic and energetic. And he's got a kind of theatrical, almost like a performer energy, like a sort of vaudevillain type kind of energy that he brings to combat.
So
and to
Brainiac is his
interact with the rest of
Batman.
the
He
squad.
just wants to kill
So
Brainiac
yeah, he's
instead.
coming in with a different perspective, and I think it'll be fun for players to see how he interacts with the squad, who obviously have history with his kind of prime universe counterpart. So they have some preconceptions of him, some of which might be true, some of which prove to be different. So yeah, getting to learn that and getting to know about him, I think, will be enjoyable for players.
So
Speaking of
enjoyable.
preconceptions, obviously the Joker is an incredibly storied DC character at this point. And so when you're taking on a new version of him, as the writers have, I think, made a really compelling version of the Joker, how does that convert into gameplay, Johnny? How do you take this new version and build a traversal kit, a combat kit that
You
fits
give him
in
an
with the rest of the
umbrella
character?
and you make him the fucking penguin. Why is it laggy? There's not enough people here for the stream to be laggy, and there's not enough people on my internet for it to be laggy. What's going on? Stop. Oh, sure. Give us a Justice League game.
So we're in the city in a
Jesus, what the
haphazard,
fuck
chaotic
happened, bro? Fuck, go back.
Of him, as the writers have, I think, made a really compelling version of the Joker. How does that convert into gameplay, Johnny? How do you take this new version and build a traversal kit, a combat kit that fits in with the rest of the characters in the game?
So we're in the city in a
Oh my God.
haphazard and chaotic way.
It just died.
It's almost akin to a drunken master style traversal, I consider it. You can be using it to have a violent explosion up into the air and then go and glide down as you then flip it over to a surfboard across a rooftop, knocking over enemies.
I mean,
and
it does
all
look
this
fun.
chaotic,
Like, that's one
kind
thing
of,
I can give them is they haven't
carnage
fucked up the
that it's caused
traversal with any of the
very fun.
characters. Like, they're all fun
I
to
think
play as.
It's not only how you're traversing.
It's just
around the
not
city,
Joker.
but how that also translates into combat. When you're going to these incursion missions, the mayhem missions, taking the fight to Brainiac.
Hanging from his
What are
foot.
some of the different kind of
That's
play
funny.
styles and combat styles that we can expect to see from this new version of the Joker?
Yeah, so similarly, we wanted to try and extract the essence of Joker and convey that in his playstyles. He's very much not one note. So these different facets of his personality, we try to put those across the talent tree as such, which makes him very deadly mid to close range. We have the Jester, which is very close range. It's all about crowd control, survivability, melee, killing things up close and personal. We've then got Firestarter, which as it sounds, very much utilizes fire, burning, explosions, grenades, big booms.
Interesting. I
really
was
just
probably going to
setting
stick with
world
the
alight.
fire stuff.
And then we have Ringmaster, which is for the show.
But I don't know. I
Anyone
guess it
out there
depends
who
on
wants
what's
to
meta
spend
season
more
2
time in the
or
air,
season 1.
killing things while airborne, looking fabulous while doing it, that is totally the style for them.
We maybe have a little bit more design space to get a bit
Or did
more
not just say looking
technical, a
fabulous
bit
while doing
more
it.
higher skill ceiling for the combat and the traversal of our characters, which Joker, I mean, for me at least, it's been a lot of fun stringing all these different aerial combos together, moving around the city. There's so much room for expression, I think, in terms of how you're traversing around.
You launch with Joker, you've got a lot of forward momentum that you can kind of curve and bend around to go where you want to go. Similarly,
Okay, it's
you know,
like
you can
King
shoot
Shark, but
through
on
kind of in the
roids.
air with
Oh,
Joker.
holy
You're
shit.
always moving. And that ends up giving you some really high skill.
You didn't even have to
options, where
slide.
You can like launch over a rooftop. As you're flying over it, you can't arrest your momentum, but you can make use of it to shoot down.
Oh!
I think it's the same with Joker's new traversal attack, which is kind of like a from the air. It's almost like an aerial bombardment, kind of directly down in a cone. And I think timing that well with Joker's traversal becomes
be
a
the only
really
way to stop.
interesting skill challenge where you can kind of get a broad spread over a wide area or a tight spread on a small target for more damage if you're close to them. So getting all of that just right, I think the players are going to
What the
really enjoy the
fuck?
journey.
He looks fun.
Awesome. Well, I, for one, cannot wait for the rest of our community to get a chance to play with the Joker and to try and master that new style of traversal and combat that he's going to bring to the table. And the place that they're going to be doing that is our new Joker Elseworld. The incursion missions, the mayhem missions for Season 1 will be taking place at this awesome new...
Oh, so they're going to change the free roam a little bit.
Jack, I'm gonna
But
say
the
thank you so
incursions
much
are the
for bringing
big
us that
thing.
update on
Okay.
Joker.
That's why they're
Johnny,
all
I'll
from
ask you to
Elseworld.
Stick around as Sam and Kane
I've not
will be
gotten
joining
that
us very
myself
soon
yet.
for this look at Joker Elseworld.
I mean, it just looks like the other Earth, but clownified. Crazy.
So you've met our first new playable character, the Joker. I've kicked
The
Derek out
Joker.
for the time being, and I'm running the show. I'm joined by Johnny and Sam.
I feel like a dick.
So,
I just made fun of his
Joker
accent. But
Elseworld.
it did almost sound like he
Quite
said
a
the Joker, I'm not gonna lie.
Bizarre and surreal environment that we're taking players to in Season 1. What's the story there, Sam?
Yeah, so each season brings with it its own Elseworld, with its own flavour, and this Season 1 is based around the Joker, the new playable character. In his reality, he was his last surviving member of the Suicide Squad. Brainiac has captured him and is obsessed with him.
He
wants
just
to find out
bomb
what's his
himself?
kick. This has kind of backfired on him, though, and has
He just
infected
nutted over it. What the
actual
fuck?
terraforming process. So instead of Metropolis being turned into this new
Maybe I should
correct
wait to watch
version,
this until
it's
I
now
actually play the
covered in
fucking game.
crazy reimagining of Joker's
The story's not
life
going to be that
and
in depth anyway. Who
buildings
gives a
are
fuck?
turned into big birthday presents. They're covered in wrapping paper.
I don't know if season
sort of
1 was gonna have the
soldiers
most
scattered
in-depth
over the
story,
place,
and
there's
then the actual
rifles
story
in the
mode of this
sky.
shit's gonna last
We
like
even
20 fucking
have,
minutes, you know?
some casino elements, there's poker chips, cards everywhere, and then eventually you'll get to go in the next episode to the Daily Cackle, which is a Joker-fied reimagined
Daily
version of everyone's favorite
Cackle?
newspaper headquarters, Daily Planet.
Johnny, what other changes should we expect to come to Metropolis in season 1?
So, on top of phasing in strongholds, Brainiac has also been analysing the squad's data, analysing their tactics, and he's taken that information and then he is altering the DNA of his troops to better serve him and cause you more problems. What this means is that enemies will be gaining episodic buffs and resistances to certain tactics and abilities, so the squad will have to keep evolving in order to stay one step ahead and manage this new threat.
You're still
However,
only gonna give me
Brainiac
300
is
gear
not as clever
slots?
as he thinks he is, and whilst bringing in this new DNA and his new improvements, he's also added in a backdoor with new vulnerabilities and new weaknesses. So players will have to play through and try and find out what the pros and cons now of these new changes. So one example being that bombers might now suddenly drop more grenades reliably, or Batman and Fuse will now be susceptible to deep freeze. So
I heard Batman
it's
on-
finding these things
on
out.
Street
And only by
Out. I
playing
forgot
it
this
and
was an
trying
Arkham
what
Verse game, I'm
works
not
and
gonna
what
lie.
doesn't work, players will discover these new challenges.
So now that we've learned a bit more about this new Joker's Elseworld, what new challenges can players expect when they jump into it?
So the squad are in hostile territory here. This is where Brainiac is his most powerful, and this is where he's at his most dangerous. And for us getting to develop this was really exciting, coming up with new challenges for the players to play and to really experience. One way we're doing that is by changing up the mutators. So, and these really mix up the way players will have been playing with the game and how their abilities and how
Wasn't
their
the
gear sets
one
work.
mutator in
One
early season
example
really
is the
bad?
All-New Me mutator, which just adds a resurrection mechanic for the enemies.
Oh, wait,
you
what?
kill them, they'll keep coming back. The only way to stop this, though, is with you can counter them or shield harvest or poison them. So there are ways around this, but again, we're just it's ways for
Why do they
players to
do that?
take
Like
the system
season-long
and really
mutators.
twist it.
This seems really bad.
We've also got new incursions for players to engage.
Like
with.
anybody who gets into the season during that said season is going to think that mutator is a core part of the game, but it's not. That's like they're oh god, whatever.
These ones have stripped out a lot of the activity elements, and they really focus on the beautiful art of killing things dead. So players
What?
can really have a lot more choice now with how they experience the Elseworlds endgame.
So you thought it would be
Push those mastery levels.
cool to give us less
Using,
things
the
to do.
variations they want to do, and using that to
I mean, I guess because killing is the focus of the game,
also
sure,
brand-
but I don't know. That's tough because like I get it. Like their most popular mode probably was killing time. But yeah, that does that's kind of what I was thinking. I feel like if all you're saying is go kill more things, it's like personally I'll log on like once a week and do that maybe. Like I don't think I'll consistently play it if it's just just kill things over and over again. I don't know.
New feature in facilities. These are provided by Lex, and these act as limited or time-limited buffs for the squad. So they use them, they apply to the entire squad, and they really help turn the tide of battle. One example being the Diablo Blaze aura. So what this does is this applies to the squad, and this gives them this Diablo Blaze effect on a range. So players can run up to enemies, set them on fire, and move around the area, and just setting fire to absolutely everything. So it's up to the squad then to really determine how close they get, and they have to balance then. Do they they get up close and personal, or do they really try and defend themselves at the same time? So these are time limited. So the trick here is really popping them at the right time, being able to maximize damage output and not wasting them too early. These facilities are seeded across all of our Elseworlds maps. These are incursions and our new Mayhem mission, which has got a new boss fight. So all of these things.
I'm
here,
only
all of
taking
these
like
things
half of
is
this, I'm
so
not gonna
much to
lie.
engage with in this part of this season.
Sam, Johnny,
They're
thank you
saying
so
so
much
much.
for sharing what's coming in our new Joker's Elseworlds. Next up, I'm going to be joined by Adonis, who's going to come and talk to us about the new gear and some of the new mechanics that are coming in Season 1.
Okay.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Ken. I'm happy to be here.
So we've got some exciting new upcoming changes to gear. New gear
What is that
sets
like
and
Fallout type
builds
shit they
in
have
Season
sitting
1.
behind
Can
this
you tell me a
dude?
little
Is
bit more about
that shot
I
jetpack?
sure can. So our shining star, or should I say shining villain, for our episode 1 gear set is none other than DC's Scarecrow. And his gear and weapons are all featured around his specialty fear, toxins, and poisons like that. So his weapons have this thing called Mind Melt, where when you do a crit reload, it lets you build up a stack and lets you apply poison to your enemies. And he also has this thing called Shielded Mind.
Poison again?
Shields, where when you get afflicted by those nasty snipers that stun you or the helicopters that freeze you, then you'll be able to get more shields from the enemies to help you bounce back. And we also
This is a
adding
great
the
thing
new
to fall
poison
asleep
condition
to.
the
I'm
game.
thinking about it right
This
now, I'm
does
not gonna
only
lie.
damage over
Which
time,
is
but
crazy
allows
because
you
I
to
understand
switch
most of the
other
stuff they're
items
talking
and
about.
get your other bonuses through different mechanics.
They're saying it so
Excellent.
fast.
So if I got myself a set of tier 1 set of Scarecrow set,
Yeah.
how would that feel to play?
So the tier 1 set features an ability called Poisoned Mind. When you poison enemies, you get a poisoned mind, and you can spend that poisoned mind to do big shield harvest damage. That limit of that damage is
know why they're so
really high,
quiet.
by the way, so you can like really harvest them
Right.
and well get your shields back to survive. So if you play the tier 1 set, you're gonna have a lot of poison enemies, a lot of shield harvestable enemies. So you're gonna be putting in an honest day's work at the farm, honestly.
Nice. Great.
So you're gonna put an
so,
honest day's work on
are
a
there any other
farm?
bonuses to
What?
playing with the
Is he
full
saying we're gonna
Yeah,
have to
so we're
grind?
introducing something that we call episodic villain bonuses. So
No, they're
Scarecrow
both
is
mic'd
the
up on their
featured villain
chest.
this
They definitely
episode.
have
If you
mics.
play with his gear set, you will get extra bonuses for per tier, per item, actually.
What?
If you were playing with a different villain in a different episode, then it would go to that villain's gear set only, and Scarecrow would no longer be the active villain. So with things like this, Scarecrow tier 1, you would get damage reduction, critical hit damage.
So you really want me to
shield,
use the
all things that
Scarecrow
help you
gear
survive and
specifically
really
this
perform
season?
for
It's
a different
specifically
season.
going to be
So
better
take
right
back to
now.
troops, basically.
Nice.
Nah.
Do we have any other surprises?
What? That just seems stupid. Like, grind for it now. It's gonna be worse later. What? Hello? Is that what I just heard? I might be tripping.
Yes, we do. We have a whole new weapon manufacturer, Intergang, and they have weapons supplied by the new gods of Apocalypse themselves. And we interpreted that as futuristic weapons, basically. Very fast-firing guns that have a spread when they shoot, almost like a shotgun. I feel like they're going to make it to a lot of people's builds, honestly.
Any other iconic themed gear that's coming? Any more notorious weapons?
Yes, that's true. Glad you asked. Yeah, we have some new
Black
guns
Mana, right?
based on DC's
Merlin, whoever the fuck that
Merlin
is.
a very deadly assassin, so his weapons are very deadly accurate.
Is it
And not only
Malcolm
do they do
Merlin?
massive critical damage, but
What?
they also allow you to
It's
debuff
thinking like
enemies
the-
with crit, so you can ruin their day further. We also
Like-
have Dr. Poison.
like a
Dr.
wizard.
Poison Maro's 2 Injector is another of some of our feature notorious weapons. And they have 2 modes. They have a normal mode where you just poison the enemies that you hit, and they have an alt fire mode where you do massive damage to any enemies that are poisoned and spread that poison further amongst Brainiac's forces.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
not
Wait,
all. We
I thought
have
poison
other
was shit,
items to make
but
your mind sharp, like Black Manta. Other items to make you really lethal.
that seems like the
Reverse
flame
Flash,
build wrapped in a
and
one.
even to make you really spotty, like Polka Dot Man.
Sounds like there's quite a selection to choose from
Yeah,
there.
there is.
Well, thank you, Adonis. There's so much more that we could go into in gears and builds, but I think that's enough for our players to start theory crafting some things.
I'm sure the players are going to be really thrilled to get their hands on all this shiny new gear.
Why do you have to wait 2 months for this update? They probably didn't have shit actually done for it or something. I don't know, man. Like it doesn't quite make sense to me. That outfit looks so fucking bad. It's so bad. I
This
hope that's
next
the tier
section, I'm joined
100.
by Albert and Jack.
I will
Let's
not
keep
grind
again
for
to
it.
Take us through some of the awesome outfits that we have coming in this season.
That's the best
I've
outfit
been
you
taking a
have.
look, Albert, and I am absolutely.
I'd love
buzzing
it if you
with
just
what we
didn't
have
show
in
me.
store coming in the Battle Pass. So, what can our players expect to see when Season 1 launches?
So the outfit family in the Battle Pass for Season 1 is Wayne Tech, and this will be available for Deadshot.
Looks
Harley
okay.
Quinn, Shark,
Looks pretty
and
bad.
Joker.
Looks okay.
So
Looks pretty
we
bad.
use Wayne Tech because it's such a staple in the Batman universe, and with Batman out of the way, we wondered, what if Lucius Fox made some cool outfit for our squad? We
Why
found
would
exciting the
Lucius
idea of
make
putting
outfits
high-tech
for your
costumes
squad?
And, like the different paneling, the logos on their chest, the cowls with the glowing eyes.
Why would Lucius make them look like that?
Anonymous symbols for the city. So that was the idea. People who have played the Arkham games, they will be familiar with the detective mode switch. We also added another switch that is completely black with red highlights to hint at Batman Beyond. And this outfit family comes with like
What?
head variants, body
What is he
variants.
talking about? So so like it's kind of like a Batman Beyond outfit, and then the blue one is like a detective mode outfit.
Of when you're moving, and tons of other color switches. So yeah.
I mean, King Shark.
Weird ass fan service.
Really good.
Oh my god, look at the
Fire
chattering
Shark,
teeth. Yo,
leaning
I'll
over
buy
the
that. I
rocks
want
and
that. Holy shit.
growling about being the knight, you know. So I enjoy that energy.
Awesome. But aside from the outfits that are going to be contained within the Battle Pass, a lot of our players want to know, how's it going to work? What can they experience in the Battle Pass when it launches in season?
The same thing as every
So
other
there's
fucking
a
Battle
free
Pass.
track of the Battle Pass that's available to everyone, and that will have some of the Wayne Tech family that we just discussed.
I mean, really, it's been like 6 years since Fortnite Battle Royale came out. Are we really explaining what a fucking Battle Pass is right now? Sorry.
And then there's also other things in that Battle Pass, like, you know, you've got emotes, you've got banners, you've got other kind of customization options for your character and your kind of profile as well. But then there's a premium track, which you can buy in the store and unlock.
Oh my god, really?
Additional rewards for progressing through the
No
pass.
fucking
You can
way. I
make
would never
that
have guessed.
purchase at any time. So it's one of those things where you can progress on the free track if you want, and then later, if you've reached level 40 in the Battle Pass,
Got you.
and then you go into
You
the
buy
store
the
and buy
premium
it,
one?
you'll get all the rewards from 1 to 40.
Oh my god!
And that would include the full Wayne Tech family with lots of those color swatches we talked about.
You know what? I guess Arkham fans that have been
outfits
playing the
for
Arkham games for the last
King
10 years and
Shark,
nothing else
for
won't understand what a Battle
Harley
Pass is, so
Quinn,
I
for
respect
Deadshot,
it.
and for the Joker from the Wayne Tech family. Plus, yeah, a whole bunch of other new cool stuff: win poses, lose poses, rival taunts, emotes, you know, all that kind of good stuff. And then it also includes 1,000 Luther coin, which you can use to either buy more stuff in the store
Or the next Battle Pass?
towards the next Battle Pass. So you kind of have that choice as a
Oh my god.
I think
It's
we've set it up
literally
in a way that's
fun.
really fair to players. whether
Give
they
me the
wanna spend
chattering
money or
teeth. I
not,
need those.
whether
Oh
they
my
wanna
god.
spend money now or later.
Yeah.
That's fine. We just want people to enjoy the game and get access to the cool outfits we're making for them.
We have some very nice new outfits that we have coming in season 1. Bit of a downgrade technologically, I think it's fair to say, when compared to the Wayne Tech outfits, but I think just as cool in terms of how they look.
One of the Rocksteady favorite families is the Super Zeros, which is essentially how would the squad turn themselves into the Justice League by just finding basic materials.
Oh
kind of
Christ, I
boxes,
saw the pictures of
strings,
these. They look terrible.
footprints,
Like, it's a
beanbags,
funny idea, but oh my god, I
rolls
hadn't
of
seen
paper,
Jokers. Oh my
stuff like
fucking
that, just
god.
to make something that looks ridiculously fun. This family is for Joker, who comes
When you're
as
more
Batman,
excited about
Catwoman,
chattering teeth
who
than the
comes
game
as
that's under
Flash,
discussion,
and
that's
Harley
wild.
Quinn is as Wonder Woman,
Yes.
and then King Shark as Superman, of course. We also have the
Why is that an of course moment? Like, why?
Which, you know, changes the trails to be like glittery.
I love the King Shark one. It's so great.
There are a couple
No,
of other ways, or a
it is
couple
kind
of
of
other
funny.
ways, I should say.
It's the only one
You
that's like
can
funny.
be
The other
able
ones are just bad.
Yeah, so there are some completely free
Just so outlandish.
color
Yo.
variants, swatches that you
Yo.
can earn for Joker.
Captain America
much like in the
Jonkler.
game, just by playing through absolutely free. Just play the game.
Fantastic, and play the game. I'm sure our community will when season 1 launches.
I'm
very soon.
sure.
And also a few people who played the game were a few of our favorite content creators who we got to sit down and play through an incursion.
Yo,
with
that's not
all
me.
of them playing as
I bet
the
they fucking
Joker,
hate me.
showcasing his traversal, his combat, his outfits, the new gear that we have as well, an amalgamation of everything that we've talked about in this show. So take a look as we take down an incursion mission with the full Joker mission.
Brew, show us the classic Joker outfit. Send in the clown.
Hey guys, my name's
Oh
Jar.
my God.
I'm a full-time content creator covering pretty much every
this is
Lucas
fucking
shooter
funny.
going, and you may recognize me from some of the previous Insider episodes, as I was part of a very small group of creators that got early access
Who you
to the
are,
game.
but oh
The
wow, you
first build
did.
that you can see
Why
here
didn't I?
is
Man,
called
what the fuck?
Poisoned Harvester. Now, this build revolves around poison, as well as harvesting and countering your enemies to spread that poison. And poison is a key part of Scarecrow's infamy set, which will be used as a primer when it comes to activating some of the awesome talents. Now, to get the most out of this set, we've equipped a full tier 1 Scarecrow infamy set. This will give us bonus critical hits and apply poison on enemy hits. And if you kill poisoned enemies, this also triggers poisoned mind. This can
I
stack up
care.
to 10 times.
I'm
and
far
last up to
behind
30
me. A whole 4
where
seconds,
melee
I don't
hits
care.
on an enemy consume 20 combo, but it will make all enemies. See,
Take
this
me
is
on back
incredibly rewarding.
to
By
the
having
present.
overcharged overshields, it will keep you in the thick of the action and all your enemies begging for mercy. Now, Joker is fun, wacky, and has some hilariously fun builds. We also have the slow-mo Crit Clown. This one
It is fucked
specializes
because
in
like the
slowing down
gameplay
your
itself
enemies,
is fun. Like the
juggling them,
characters are
and
fun to play as.
prioritizing
They just
crit
can't find
damage.
anything
This one's
interesting
gonna
for me to like
prioritize the
do
Great
with it,
Suspender melee
other than
weapon,
just like
where melee hits put enemies within 10
kill
meters
boring
in slow motion.
aliens.
We've also paired that with a notorious grenade.
Like
called
it's
Black
fucked because
Mask's target priority. So this
you
is
can
when
tell
the
there
grenade
is
does
some
no
care that
damage,
goes into
but
the
instead
game.
causes
Like it's
enemies hit
small
by it to
when
get
you
launched
find
in
it,
slow
but it's like it
motion,
is there, but
taking
it's not there in
200%
most
more damage
aspects.
for
So it's so
30
hard to
seconds and
watch.
become targeted by enemies afflicted by venom.
Because like this looks fun to me.
200 meters.
But like it's
By
also the same
juggling
shit I've
our
already been
enemies
doing for
using
like a
our
month.
melee
So it's
weapon
just like,
and
can you
grenade,
find me
we're gonna use
something
the
new to
Turkey
do?
Shoot shotgun. Now this firearm does 250%
Something
increased
interesting.
critical
Fuck,
hit
man.
damage, and when enemies are in slow motion, you get 100% crit hit chance against them. And to finish off this build, we have the magic number, a legendary neck bomb, and when you juggle an enemy, the enemy explodes and hits all enemies within 25 meters, and enemies hit by that explosion.
Yeah, like
either
floating in the
become
air and just
poisoned
shooting things. I
into
don't know
slow
if that
motion
necessarily
or
just looks
become
fun to me, actually.
harvestable.
That looks
Now, this
really
build
boring.
alone
He doesn't look
creates many
fast.
avenues to
Looks like
juggle
he
your
sits
enemy,
there.
whether that's sliding through them by gliding on rooftops, using your melee weapon or grenade. They all unlock high crit chance and
I don't know,
crit
maybe it's
damage
more fun when you're
options
actually
and
doing
make
it,
for a
but I have
very
no idea.
fast, fun and snappy builds. So as you can see, there's a lot of build diversity, and the biggest question you have isn't just the build you're going to use, but who are you going to drop from your squad when it comes to trying out the Joker.
That is what I've been wondering.
Hello, I'm Abrax, a massive looter shooter fan and a content creator for the genre over at youtube.com/@thatabrax. And welcome to a look at
Man,
the
everybody's
newest
just getting
character on his
plugged.
way to Suicide
Oh,
Squad Kill the
plugged.
Justice League, the Joker. We've been given the chance to get hands-on with the character early
Hope
and
these
test
guys
out
got
a
the
few
bag, bro.
builds in one of the new incursions coming with Season 1, Laugh Riot. The first build I have to try out is the aptly named Burn Baby Burn. This build takes full advantage of the Joker's love of fire and explosions, using a
It's
collection
just
of notorious
builds.
items
None
and
of these are ever going to be
talents to make
optimal
sure that
anyway.
if it
So
isn't
like
a
I
blaze,
really couldn't care
it
less.
soon will be. The build combines new notorious items
Like, at least
like
it's
the
fun
polka
and they're
dot
giving
man's
people a rough
spotty
idea of what
explosion,
to build,
which
but
is a next level cluster grenade. With each of
yeah,
the clusters
like the
having a
season's not
50%
out
chance
yet.
to
They haven't
spawn
had
more
anybody
polka dots,
actually progress
making
this
this
meta.
a
We have
great
no
way
idea
to
what's
spread
going to be
Diablo
good
Blaze
now.
over a
It's fun of
massive
them to do
area.
it, but
Add in the Joker's temper and high crimes talents, and you're getting an additional 50% damage to burning enemies, and firearm kills on burning enemies spawn grenade ammo. Top this off with the Heat Wave Molten Skin shield mod for survivability through that 90% damage reduction when you burn a new enemy, and you're in for a pretty good time. For me, the Polka Dot Man Spotty Explosion Grenade is a must-have for Season 1. This grenade is all kinds of chaotic in the best kind of way.
what does it do?
Next
Is
up,
it just
I
polka
get a
dots?
chance to
Is
play
that
with
it?
the new
Okay.
Tier 1 Scarecrow Infamy set, the Poisoned Mind, with a build nicknamed the Maru Poisoner. The goal with this build is to apply as much poison to as many enemies as possible.
I do
then
actually recommend that
rebuild
all
a
of y'all
world of
here
the
pick the
Infamy set
game up
using
at
a
one
few
point. I
extra
just
notorious
highly
items
recommend you
to
don't
give the
spend
set a
like
bit
an
of a boost.
excruciating amount of
Starting out
money for
using the
yourself on
Dr.
it, you know?
Poison's Maroon
Like
2
if you can
injector
wait until it's
to
fucking
apply
free to
poison
play at
on
one
hit,
point, like
tagging
please
as
do
many
it.
enemies as possible,
But like try
then
it.
getting
I
the
certainly
kills on
recommend
poisoned
people actually
enemies
try
to
it
start
and like
stacking
give it a
Poisoned
legitimate
Mind,
chance.
which thanks
But
to the two-piece
I
bonus
think it
increases
needs
the
more
chance of poisoned
content. I think it
enemies
needs
to
more
become
things for you to
shield
do as these
harvestable
characters. But I
per
really
hit
think the
of
characters are
poison.
fun to play
This
as.
then
It's I mean
opens
that's
up the
totally an
chance to get
opinionated
stuck in
thing, but it's
with
like
the Mad Hatter's three-leaf clover
just
bell
roaming
rifle
around
to
Metropolis with
start
some of these
smacking
characters, I
enemies
get
around,
a
doing
similar
huge
feeling
damage
to
to
playing as
harvestable
Spider-Man,
enemies,
you know,
with the
especially when I'm playing
3-piece
Harley,
bonus of the
obviously.
Tier 1 Infamy
Like
set,
it's just
giving
like
us
I don't
an
know.
extra 50%
It's fun
damage
to
shield
move,
harvestable
traverse, play as
enemies
these
per
characters, but
stack
there
of
just isn't
Poisoned
anything
Mind.
fun to do
You can
with
see
said
with this build
traversal
how
movement
the
and
game loop begins to
even the
develop, where you're
gunplay, which is
poisoning
pretty
enemies
fun.
and then swooping in to
There just
finish
isn't
them off
anything to
with a
do with
shield
it outside of
harvest.
killing
And
enemies,
if I want to spread that
killing
poison
enemies
a little
and
bit
killing
further,
enemies.
I can swap to the legendary assault rifle Epidemic, which has a
I don't
50%
know.
chance to spread poison to all enemies within 30 meters.
But like to be fair, that's
on a
all that video
counter.
games
This goes
a
up
lot of
to
times really are. You know, like all the
100%
Arkham
if I
games
manage to
were
get a
was just
critical
killing things
counter.
and killing things. But there was
Unlike the
detective
first
stuff,
build I
I guess,
tried out,
in
the
some
Maroon
of the stuff.
Poisoner
But it was
doesn't
mostly
use the
Origins.
effect it
I don't
applies
know.
as its
There was less
main
decent
source
than
of
night.
damage, but instead uses poison as a
Talking
type
over
of
this dude, bro.
primer,
I don't really
setting you up
care.
to string together some hard-hitting shield harvest attacks.
I hope he got the
I
bag
have
though.
to say, I am a fan of the new Notorious Assault Rifle Dr. Poison's Marutu Injector. applying poison on hit is a solid and reliable way to apply poison at a range. Plus, its secondary fire, giving you an extra 250% crit damage to poison.
Well, Arkham had really
enemies,
great game
makes
design as the
stacking
thing. Well,
Poisoned Mind a breeze.
like,
I have to say, I've had an absolute blast playing the Joker.
I feel like this
and a
game,
massive thank you to Rocksteady for
like
letting me get hands-on
outside,
with
like
character and taking me for a spin
what
early.
they
I'm
wanted to
really
put
looking
effort
forward to seeing
into
what kind of crazy
was
builds the
actually
community
pretty
comes up with
solid, you
when
know.
this guy goes
Like
live.
the
Now
why is this guy
back to
really
the
loud, by the way, in
on the
comparison to the people on the couch? I
Take
just
it away,
realized.
guys.
I feel like a
Thanks,
lot of the
guys, for
mechanics
lending
are
some
in
sick
depth,
Joker
but
skills in that awesome run through of an incursion mission. Cannot wait
like
to
the
see
core
what
game
just a few days
design
into
is
season
just
one.
boring because all you're doing is the same
But
shit
with that,
over and
we're
over
about to talk
again.
you through the
But there's no
content
like,
that's gonna be
I
coming
don't know, there
in
is
season
creativity
one
to it
of
to
the
some
new
extent, but the
playable
creativity is more about
character,
your
the
build,
Joker,
and that's
new
not as fun.
Joker-themed Elseworlds gear,
Is that it?
all playable for free for
Are we done?
fans of the game, as well, of course, as the awesome cosmetics that are going to be coming to the game in season 1.
Yes, thank you everyone for tuning in.
Yeah, okay,
That's
we're done
all
here.
we have for the time being, but we look forward to seeing you in Joker's Elseworlds soon.
We'll see you
Take
there.
care.
Okay. That was neat, I guess. It's not like I'm not still gonna be here and playing the fucking game. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's not like I'm sitting here coming up with solutions for what they could do to improve the game. Cuz it is kind of it's kind of tough. It's like, was it just their monetization practices that killed the game? No. It was also the fact that the game was unplayable for half their player base at launch. It's also the fact that they killed off Batman in the most terrible way possible and then expected that they would last 10 seasons to bring him back. It's also that the game isn't playable offline. Like, even then, at its core, if you just don't focus on any of that and you try to say, alright, what if the game functions as intended? And you're just a free-to-play player, so you don't care about the battle pass and all that stuff, right? Why does the game still get really, really boring really, really quickly, and how can they fix it? Can they at all? I don't, like, what more can they give me to do with these characters when the sole point of the game is to kill people, right? Like, are they going to add detective sections? Like puzzles would be cool, I guess. I hadn't thought about that. Like maybe actually having puzzles for the characters to do would be awesome. There's like a lot of Destiny, right? Like that's really what video games are in general. It's like just puzzles into combat, puzzle combat. Like even going back to like, you know, D&D, which is I think pretty close to pre-video game. It's like, I mean, RPGs before, you know, video game RPGs were a thing. Like it was just kind of, you know, role play, puzzle, combat. So like, I mean, if they could just add puzzles, something, I don't know, something interesting, man. You know, it does get old very quickly. It just does. That's all I got. Anyway, all right, I guess I'm gonna stop recording. So this, oh god, it's already a half hour. Oh god, how long was this, bro? Holy shit. It's already gonna be long. I may as well keep it long, but the viewer retention is just gonna drop off like crazy. 74 views. That's not right because after live streams end, that's always how it works. Oh, did it? Oh, well, it's not full screen on my end anymore, right? So it did look good for y'all. Whatever. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. We'll be back with Suicide Squad tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, new video. Should I just drop it right now? I guess I could just drop it right now. That'd be cool. Yeah, I'll drop it right now. All right, I'm gonna stop recording though. All right, bye VOD channel people.